Hi guys, welcome back to another whiteboard sessions. Continuing on our program series or programming series. Here's a good little exercise that I like to do with students, and even you can do yourself, is breaking down the exercises that we have available to us, and there's heaps of them. This is just a few that I'm listing off really quickly. And categorizing them into movement patterns, both compound and isolation. Okay, so what I've done is I've abbreviated some things there as we go across from left to right, but if we start over in the red font there, we've got a lower body compound push. So remember, compound meaning more than one joint, and down the bottom is isolation, meaning one joint moving only, and they are all push movements in the red font there. So squats and lunges and leg press and split squats and hack squats, pendulum squats, all sorts of stuff that is in that space that is compound movement. But all the variations of squat you can ever think of is all the same movement patterns, whether you horizontal or vertical or whatever, it's still the same movement patterns happening at the joints. As we move across to the right, we've got our upper body series or our upper body family of exercises: push-up, shoulder press, chest press, flies. You'll notice something about that in a second. Bench presses, etc. Then we go down into isolation pushes, so one joint, and I'll put flies. If you absolutely keep the elbow in a fixed position, it is only the shoulder that is moving. If we are moving that elbow joint, then it falls into the compound category, and that might be only happening because the load is too heavy. Really, flies are an isolation based exercise if they're done correctly. Okay. Deadlift in the pull family: rack pulls, hip hinges, supine hip extension, which could also be called a glute bridge, hip thrusts, RDLs. In the ISO category, hip hinge, I know that's in both, but again, maybe you're only hinging at the hips with no knee bend. Maybe you're teaching the pattern of the hip hinge movement with a dowel rod, but trying to make it look like a traditional deadlift. Stiff-legged deadlift, obviously the only joint moving is the hip joint, the knee is fixed and the spine is fixed. Hamstring curls, Nordic hamstring curls, so the first one could be on a machine, laying, seated. Swiss ball hamstring curls, all variations there. And then looking at the upper body compound pulls, I find those, that list could go on and on. There's so many variations: pull-ups, chin-ups, lat pull-downs, seated rows, single arm rows, inverted rows, TRX rows, all the variations of rows. There's probably stuff that I haven't put up there that's, barbell rows and all sorts of stuff. And then looking at the upper body isolation pulls, things like reverse flies, bicep curls, any of the curl variations. Okay, so there's just a few. As I said, you could fill up that list forever. You could create a little spreadsheet on your computer with drop-down boxes or tabs or something, and just keep listing all the exercises that you come into. There would be one last category, so a ninth category, and that would be our core. But again, there would be trillions of exercises that we could put in there for core training, and I'll leave that for you guys. But that's another category on its own. So if we're going back through the series of videos when we're asked to prioritize compounds before isolations and then isolations before core, this could be a really good little exercise to do prior to then punching it into your program template. To just make sure that you've got them in the right families, in the right categories, so that it's a balanced program when you put pen to paper. Cool. I hope that's helpful and you got something out of it. Thanks.